Every move matters, every second counts, and one mistake is enough. Some don't back down, some don't need to. 5 matchups, different strengths, but only one question matters: who actually wins? All tigers, or Panthera tigris, trace their roots back to a common ancestor that roamed Asia nearly 2 million years ago. From that single lineage emerged subspecies, shaped by geography and climate. Once ranged from Turkey to the eastern coast of Russia and Southeast Asia, now confined to scattered populations. Bengal tigers, or the Panthera tigris, and Siberian tigers, or the Panthera tigris altaica, are 2 of the surviving subspecies. The Bengal tiger, found mostly in India, Nepal, and Bangladesh, is the most numerous, making up nearly half of the world's wild tiger population. The Siberian tiger, or Amur tiger, lives in the Russian Far East, with a small population crossing into China and North Korea. So, who's bigger? The Siberian tiger usually holds the crown. A large male can weigh up to 300 kilograms. The heaviest Siberian ever reliably recorded weighed around 320 kilograms. They can stretch more than 10 feet from nose to tail, making them the heaviest cats on Earth. Their thick fur and layers of fat make them look even bulkier, and their paws are so broad they act like natural snowshoes. But don't underestimate the Bengal tiger. Males usually weigh between 180 and 250 kilograms, but some individuals have tipped the scales close to Siberian sizes. Although a Bengal tiger was recorded at 389 kilograms, this was an exceptional case with a full stomach. Siberian tigers in captivity have reached even greater masses. Bengals are more muscular, with compact, powerful bodies built for explosive bursts of speed. Among wild tigers, the Siberian usually holds the record for overall size, with heavier, bulkier, thicker bones and a massive frame. In raw size, the Siberian often takes the crown, but in terms of aggression and ferocity, the Bengal may have the edge. In a straight clash of muscle versus size, it's a fascinating balance. Environment is everything. In the steaming jungles and tall grasses of India, a Bengal tiger relies on stealth. Its stripes aren't just beautiful, they act like camouflage, breaking up the tiger's outline in dappled light. It just vanishes into sunlight and shadow. Here, hunting is about patience, timing, and the perfect ambush. Prey never sees it coming. Siberians face a different challenge. Temperatures can plummet to -40 degrees Celsius in the taiga. Unlike their jungle cousins, they can't afford to waste energy. A Siberian tiger may walk 20 or even 50 kilometers to find a meal. Survival here requires endurance, stamina, and a body built to conserve heat. The Bengal is the sprinter. The Siberian is the marathon runner. Each is a perfect match for its environment. These habitats don't just shape how they hunt, they shape who they are. Both Bengals and Siberians are ambush predators, relying on silence and power. But their targets differ. With thick undergrowth, tall grass, and tangled mangroves where visibility is low, the Bengal tiger has perfected the art of ambush. It uses stealth as its greatest weapon. It creeps low to the ground, often circling and stalking prey before making a single move. Its typical prey includes spotted deer, sambar deer, wild boar, and even larger animals like water buffalo or gaur, the massive wild cattle of Asia. A fully grown gaur can weigh over 900 kilograms, nearly 10 times the weight of the tiger itself. Yet Bengal tigers have been documented bringing them down, often by ambushing from behind and clamping onto the neck until the animal collapses. On rare occasions, a Bengal may even challenge an elephant calf or a crocodile. In Sundarbans, they swim between islands to hunt fish, crabs, even monitor lizards. This flexibility in diet is one reason the Bengal has managed to survive in such varied habitats. In contrast, the Siberian tiger roams vast, open boreal forests and snowy landscapes where prey is much more scarce and spread out. Unlike the Bengal, which thrives in close-range ambushes, the Siberian relies more on endurance. It can trail an animal for miles through the snow, wearing it down before making its move. It's more of a patient wanderer, conserving strength in the snow until the right opportunity presents itself. Their prey includes red deer, wild boar, and moose. But in the harshest winters, Amur tigers may also target Asiatic black bears, and on rare occasions even smaller brown bears. It's risky, and in some encounters, bears can kill tigers or steal their kills. Both tigers kill with a signature move, a leap, a bite to the throat, and crushing jaws with a bite force of 1,000 psi, enough to snap bone. Their canines, measuring up to 3 inches long, are designed to puncture and suffocate. Their retractable claws grip and anchor prey. Their night vision is 6 times stronger than ours, allowing them to hunt effectively under cover of darkness. A single meal may exceed 40 kilograms of meat, enough to fuel their body for days, although they can fast for a week. A Bengal tiger may hunt once every 3 to 4 days. Its prey is plentiful, and failed hunts can be quickly redeemed. But in Russia, a Siberian may go a week without a kill. And while both are supreme hunters, they are also vulnerable. Studies show that a tiger's hunt succeeds only about 10 to 20% of the time, depending on its habitat and the type of prey. Life among rivals shapes personality. Bengals live in more crowded habitats, often overlapping with humans. They fight more frequently, defend territories fiercely, and are often considered among the most aggressive of all tigers. Bengal tigers, infamous for man-eaters. Tigers in Sundarbans killed thousands over centuries, mostly due to habitat overlap. Siberians live in vast, empty forests. A male may patrol around 1,500 square kilometers, so encounters with rivals are rare. They appear calmer, more cautious, almost calculating, and prefer to avoid unnecessary fights. But make no mistake, when pushed, a Siberian can unleash devastating power. Siberian tigers rarely attack humans, but in 1997, in Russia's Primorye region, one wounded by a poacher tracked the man down and killed him. So who's the better fighter, the heavier Siberian or the scrappier Bengal? The Bengal might strike first, fast and fierce. The Siberian might absorb the blow and retaliate with brute force. One favors agility, the other endurance. Stories from history add spice to this debate. Zoo records suggest Bengals are often more aggressive in confined spaces than Siberians. In contrast, Siberians, though larger, often avoided unnecessary conflict in captivity. But in the wild, context and environment play a far greater role in supremacy. Some say size always wins, others believe ferocity decides the outcome. The truth is, nature never offers a fair arena. A Bengal in its jungle has every advantage. A Siberian in the snow is nearly unbeatable. Context decides more than numbers ever could. Comparing them is less about victory and more about survival strategies. A cobra, 6 feet of muscle, venom glands loaded, hood ready to flare, but it's not alone. From the shadows, a mongoose watches, small, lean, unshakable. This isn't a random encounter. This is a generational duel. Mongoose versus cobra is like the Tom and Jerry of the animal world. If Jerry had venom that could drop a buffalo. But why do they fight? It's simple: territory, food, and pure instinct. Mongooses actively hunt snakes, including cobras, king cobras, and even black mambas. For the mongoose, a cobra isn't just a danger, it's dinner. And for the cobra, well, it doesn't like being on the menu. This rivalry has been playing out for thousands of years. Predator versus predator, each evolved to deal with the other's best weapons. Cobras are neurotoxic heavyweights. Many species' venoms shut down the nervous system by binding to nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, causing paralysis and often death. But mongooses, they've hacked the system. At the molecular level, mongooses have mutations in their nicotinic acetylcholine receptors that reduce the ability of some cobra neurotoxins to bind. In short, they're partially resistant, not completely immune. That molecular tweak gives them a huge advantage in snake fights. Evolution basically handed mongooses a shield and said, "Good luck." But resistance alone isn't enough to win. A single solid bite from a cobra can still be fatal. They dodge cobra strikes in fractions of a second. Insane agility while dodging cobra strikes, like they're in the Matrix. Their thick, bristly fur also makes it harder for fangs to fully penetrate. They'll provoke the cobra, forcing it to strike again and again, each time dodging at the last split second. The cobra spends huge amounts of energy striking and missing. Once the snake shows even the slightest drop in speed, bam! The mongoose lunges forward in a flash. It grabs the cobra just behind the head, where the fangs can't reach, and crushes its spine with a single bite. The success rate of mongooses versus cobras is estimated at over 80%. This isn't just predator versus prey, it's speed, reflexes, and biological upgrades versus one of the deadliest venoms in the animal kingdom. And somehow, more often than not, the fuzzy little underdog walks away victorious. The falcons and the eagles, both raptors, both supreme aerial predators, yet their roots trace back to separate branches of evolution. The peregrine falcon comes from the Falconidae family, under the order Falconiformes, which technically makes it closer to parrots and songbirds than to eagles or hawks. So, that hooked beak, the curved talons, the killer's gaze, that's not shared ancestry. That's convergent evolution, nature's way of saying, if something works, reinvent it. The golden eagle, on the other hand, belongs to the Accipitridae family, order Accipitriformes, the same clan as hawks, kites, and buzzards. The peregrine falcon, or Falco peregrinus, is a relatively young species, only around 2 million years old, but it's conquered pretty much every continent except Antarctica and is the most widespread raptor in the world. The deserts, mountains, coastlines, even cities. Skyscrapers have become its cliffs, and pigeons, its favorite prey. In a way, the falcon has turned the modern skyline into its hunting ground. Meanwhile, the golden eagle, or Aquila crisatos, has been around for millions of years, ancient, respected, and built different. It's a living symbol of power across cultures. Romans carried its image into battle. Mongols trained them to hunt. Native Americans saw it as sacred. Wherever humans looked up and saw this bird, the message was clear. This is the king of the mountains. Now, let's talk stats. And spoiler, the golden eagle is a monster. A big female can weigh over 6.5 kilograms. That's around 15 pounds, with a wingspan reaching 2.3 meters. Its wings are broad and fingered, designed for staying up there all day, gliding over mountain ranges like a boss. And those talons? They can clamp down with over 400 psi, about as strong as a wolf's bite, enough to crush the skull of a fox or break the spine of a small deer. Enter the peregrine falcon, smaller, lighter, and far more aerodynamic. Males weigh around 600 grams, while females reach about 1.2 kilograms, barely a sixth of the eagle's mass. But what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in engineering brilliance. Long, narrow wings built like fighter jet blades, a compact, bullet-shaped body, and a tail that acts like an air brake and steering fin at the same time. In a dive, or what bird nerds call a stoop, this thing can hit 390 kilometers per hour. That's 242 miles per hour. It's the fastest living animal on Earth. Nothing else even comes close. And to survive that kind of speed, its body has insane adaptations. Tiny bony cones in its nostrils that regulate airflow, the same design engineers use in jet engines. It has a third eyelid, a transparent membrane that works like a pair of built-in goggles, and vision so sharp it can spot prey 2 kilometers away. One rules through raw strength, the other through aerodynamics and precision. Different builds, same purpose, absolute domination of the air. Where they live says a lot about how they hunt. The golden eagle is all about space. Mountains, cliffs, high deserts, open valleys. Basically, anywhere it can ride thermal winds and see for miles. Its eyesight is no joke. Each eagle's eye has about 1 million photoreceptor cells per square millimeter. That's 5 times more than ours. From the height of a 10-story building, it can spot a rabbit moving below, or it can detect motion from over 3 kilometers away. Golden eagles are also territorial. A single pair can rule over 200 square kilometers, defending it from intruders, including other eagles. The peregrine falcon, though, total opposite. It's the adaptable one, thriving in cliffs, coasts, mountains, and now cities. Urban skylines mimic cliffs, and pigeons are practically flying takeout. In fact, some of the fastest dives ever recorded came from city falcons, using skyscrapers as their launch pads. They live in different layers of the sky. Eagles soar high and wide. Falcons rule the vertical world. Here's where things get wild. The golden eagle is a tactician. It soars silently, scanning for movement. Once it locks onto prey, rabbit, fox, marmot, sometimes even young deer, it dives at around 240 kilometers per hour. Not quite falcon speed, but still terrifying. It doesn't need to be faster, it just needs to be stronger. When it hits, it grabs with talons that crush like a bear trap. It's been seen attacking foxes, ibex, and even wolves. Eagles don't just rely on brute force, they use strategy. Golden eagles have been observed knocking mountain goats off cliffs, using gravity itself as a weapon. That's not just instinct, that's intelligence. Their success rate? Somewhere between 20 to 30%, not bad, considering they often go for prey larger than themselves. For thousands of years, Kazakh falconers have trained golden eagles to hunt wolves, a 4,000-year-old partnership between man and raptor that still exists today. The peregrine falcon, on the other hand, is pure precision. Once it spots its prey, maybe a pigeon, duck, or even another falcon, it climbs high, sometimes over a kilometer above its target. Then it folds its wings, locks its body into a teardrop shape, and plummets. It punches the prey midair with clenched talons at over 300 kilometers per hour, killing it instantly from impact alone. Imagine being hit by a 1-kilogram hammer falling from a 20-story building. That's what it feels like. Then, before the body even hits the ground, the falcon swoops down, catches it midair, and flies off. And it almost never misses. Studies estimate up to 80% success. Their brains calculate trajectory and motion faster than a fighter jet's guidance computer. But they're doing it by instinct. No wonder they've been the royal favorites of falconry for thousands of years. From the deserts of Central Asia to medieval Europe, the peregrine was the top choice. Loyal, fast, and frighteningly intelligent. In short, both are perfect, just in different ways. What happens if these two actually meet? It's rare, but it's not impossible. They share territory in places like Europe, North America, and Central Asia, and there have been a few recorded encounters. On paper, the golden eagle should win easily. 6 times heavier, longer reach, one good grab, and the falcon's done. But the peregrine's not dumb. It's smaller, faster, and insanely agile. If it attacks first, it could hit, retreat, and circle again before the eagle can even turn. In a quick skirmish, the falcon could score a few hits, but if the fight drags out, the eagle's endurance wins. It has more mass, more power, and a lot more patience. In reality, these encounters usually end with one backing off. Peregrines defend their nests fiercely, but rarely push their luck against eagles. Golden eagles, meanwhile, won't waste energy on smaller birds unless it's food or a threat. So if it ever happens, it's not an epic mid-air war. It's more like a few warning dives, a chase, and both birds flying away like, yeah, not today. At the end of the day, the golden eagle and the peregrine falcon aren't rivals. They are two sides of the same masterpiece. The eagle, patient, powerful, built to rule the highlands. The falcon, quick, precise, engineered for the hunt. It's not about who would win, it's about how each one became perfect in its own way. The African savanna. In the shade, a lion lounges, the picture of royalty. Muscular, majestic, born to rule. And then, the cackling begins. The hyenas. Scheming, scrappy, street-smart rebels with a serious bite. If lions are the aristocrats of the savannah, hyenas are the underdog, and neither side ever backs down. This isn't just about food, it's about territory, power, and petty revenge that can last generations. Lions and hyenas have overlapping ranges, hunt the same prey, and scavenge from the same carcasses. Lions steal from hyenas. Hyenas gang up and steal from lions. In some regions, this rivalry turns into a daily turf war. Long-term field studies and documentaries tracked them for over 6 years, have documented hundreds of clashes over many years. Lions are the largest big cats in Africa, and they rely on muscle, ambush tactics, and coordinated teamwork. Adult males can weigh up to 225 kilograms. They can sprint up to 40 miles per hour, but only for short bursts before overheating. Can take down prey the size of a buffalo. Their prides are led by females for hunting, males for territory defense. And the hyenas are the ultimate opportunists. But they're not just scavengers. In some regions, studies show spotted hyenas hunt up to 95% of their meals rather than stealing them. Spotted hyenas have a bite force of over 1,000 psi, strong enough to crush bones. They are built for endurance, able to run for miles without tiring. They live in matriarchal clans from a few dozen up to well over 80 members, led by dominant females, larger and tougher than the males. In a straight one-on-one, a hyena is no match for a lion. A single swipe from a lion's paw can end the fight instantly. But hyenas don't fight fair, and they don't fight alone. Hyenas are far more likely to attack if they outnumber lions by 3 to 1 or more. They use constant harassment tactics, circling, darting in, retreating before a counterattack. Lions gain the advantage when hunting or defending in pairs or with the pride, especially with lionesses, the pride's most efficient fighters. In a 10-year Serengeti study, over 800 direct confrontations were recorded. In lion-dominated areas, hyenas scavenge and keep their distance. In hyena-heavy regions, lions are more cautious, sometimes abandoning fresh kills rather than risk a fight. Hyenas tend to steal more food over time, but lions inflict heavier casualties in direct battles. It's a slow, bitter stalemate, a never-ending power struggle. If chaos were an animal, it would be the honey badger, the heavyweight champion of having no chill, small, fearless, and absolutely done with everyone's nonsense. This 25-pound package of pure rage has fought, and often beaten, lions, leopards, hyenas, cobras, pythons, and even entire beehives full of angry bees. Most of the time, it walks away just fine. The honey badger comes equipped with armor, claws, brains, and an attitude problem. It has rubbery, loose skin, over 6 millimeters thick. If something grabs them, they can literally twist around inside their own skin and bite back. Their pain tolerance is off the charts. They get bitten by puff adders, black out, wake up, and keep eating the snake that bit them. They're not immune to venom, but their blood contains compounds, likely special proteins, that help neutralize toxins, making it more of a slight inconvenience than a death sentence. It's equipped with 4-centimeter curved claws that dig through hard-packed earth, rip into beehives, or open up a snake. Its jaw strength is enough to crush bones and tear through anything edible. And if all these are not enough, they can release a foul stench from a gland, like a skunk, strong enough to make predators gag and retreat. If there was an animal that embodied the phrase, "Try me," this is it. Honey badgers don't just defend themselves, they start fights, sometimes unprovoked, sometimes just because they can. Documented battles include biting lions' faces and sometimes their delicate parts, chasing leopards away from kills, taking on hyenas and escaping, killing venomous snakes like cobras, puff adders, and pythons, dragging adult monitor lizards out of burrows, raiding beehives while getting stung hundreds of times, munching scorpions at will, taking on elephants. Okay, it doesn't fight elephants, but probably would if it had a reason. Bottom line, the honey badger doesn't just have rivalries, it has a mission to let the entire animal kingdom know, I am not to be messed with, ever. Some win with power, some with speed, others just outthink the fight. In the wild, there's no single champion, only the one that fits the moment. Which one surprised you? Got more matchups in mind? Drop them below.